Can you tell by my walk? Can you hear it in my talk? I'm barely cool. I'm barely cool. Can't you see in my eyes? It should come as no surprise. I'm barely cool. I'm barely cool. I'm barely cool. The barely cool. No, the barely cool. The barely cool. Yeah, the barely cool. The barely cool. No, the barely cool. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Barely Cool podcast with your hosts Ben Routley
and Judah Middle. Welcome back to the podcast.
We also have a special guest today.
Absolutely, we do.
Why don't you intro our guest for us, Judah?
Everybody, give a big round of applause for our guest, James Chapeskie.
Can you hear the round of applause from the listeners?
Hopefully. How are you doing, James?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me today, guys. It's an honor to be on this podcast. I'm very excited for this.
Excellent.
I'm stoked.
All right. Well, nobody asks for them ever, but we're gonna do another watch along with James here.
Yeah.
It's not just a one random movie though. It's James' movie.
Yeah.
And James, why don't you give us a little preface into what went into making this, and then we'll
tell
get
us
right on rolling.
for those listening at home who might know Barely Cool but they might not know James Chapeskie, tell us about your movie and kind of that whole process.
Yeah, absolutely. So the movie's called Darkness, and this is probably the biggest thing I've ever done. This is a big full-blown movie, musical, comedy, adventure, film, fantasy, all that good stuff.
Sweet.
And basically the inspiration behind this movie, I mean, like, I'm big into music. I do a lot of music videos, all that stuff, and I've been posting on YouTube, TikTok for a while, and I've had so many comments of people saying, hey, you should make a musical. And, like, I've made movies in the past, like, shorter, kind of less professional kind of things, like, just for fun. Like, when I was younger, me and my sister would make a whole bunch of fun, like, movies around the house. We'd, like, film in a day or something, like, just little movies for fun. So I've always had an interest in video creation. I went to college for a video production program, and so basically, I would look through all these comments on TikTok of everyone being like, hey, you should make a musical, and, thinking about it, it's like, you know what, that's a good idea. I make movies, but I've never made a musical. I do all this music, so why don't I combine video and music together and make a full-blown musical? So last winter, like, I work at a theater company for my main profession, and we're really busy in the summer, but in the winter, we don't really do too many productions, so that gave me a lot of free time on my hands. So I thought, you know what, why don't I take advantage of this free time and make a movie? So I kept I was working on the idea for Darkness for a while. The original plan was to take a bunch of my already existing songs and kind of create a movie out of that. So I was working on a few different ideas here and there, and then I was like, you know what? I want to do something completely brand new, like fresh, brand new music. So then I had the idea for Darkness. Darkness is based on, actually, like a little story I came up with a long time ago in my cottage, where me and my family would go up to the cottage in the summer for a few weeks here and there, and I remember I wrote this one short story, which is basically this story about this girl who was found surviving, like, all on her own in the wilderness, like completely away from human civilization. So it's that whole kind of fish out of water kind of vibe, because you take someone who's completely unaware of like a modern culture, like they've been living in the forest their entire life, right? So they don't really know much about anything. So when you introduce them into, like, the modern right. Culture, it can be very humorous, because, like, little things like, right. Well, in Darkness, when Luna sits down, she's like, oh, what is this? A cookie? What do I do with this? What is this, a plate? And just little things like that. So that was kind of the inspiration behind it. And then I built on it, and I was like, obviously I need a villain, because, gotta have a dramatic kind of villain. That's just standard for a James production film. And then I created this plot, wrote some songs, and Darkness just came to be. So, yeah, that's kind of a little...
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we are going to be watching Darkness with the creator and director and writer of Darkness himself, James Chapeskie. You can find James Chapeskie on TikTok. Now, before we start the movie, because we have a kind of a little bit of time, and I want to like chat about kind of you and your music process, because you're like you've done pretty well on TikTok, I would say. How did that start? Like just something kind of blew up, and then
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been doing music for a while. Like 2017, July 28th was the very first song I ever released to YouTube. And it started, like, that was before I was even on TikTok. It started with just, a few of my friends just watching my videos and stuff. And then TikTok became really popular when I was in high school. And I thought TikTok was like the dumbest thing ever, so I did not download
Fair
it.
enough.
And then I was like, okay, what's all this fuss about? So I decided to download the app, and I posted a few of my music videos. I got like no views whatsoever, and I was like, all right. So I didn't really focus on TikTok much. I focused mostly on Instagram and YouTube because that's why I had more of a following.
Right.
But I continued kind of posting like a little bit on TikTok here and there. And then Fairy in the Night came out, and that was the song that changed everything.
Right.
Because before Fairy in the Night, like, maybe I'd get, like, 20 likes on TikTok, like, I don't know, nothing too much. But, so Fairy in the Night I released to YouTube, and then I decided to release a clip of it to TikTok too, just, in case, just to see how it did. And I released it. I went to bed, I woke up the next day, and I thought there was, like, an error with the app because it had, like, all these thousands of views, and I was like, no, that can't be right. And I was like, oh, wow, this video went viral.
Yeah.
And then ever since then, it seemed that any song I posted on TikTok did fairly well. So it's basically all because of Fairy in the Night. Like, that's the song that really got me going. And I had the Christmas song with Nicole we did in last December that got 1.8 million views.
Yeah.
That one did well.
Yeah, geez.
And yeah, I've just been basically just trying to continue releasing a bunch of content and really expanding upon my audience and providing entertainment to as many people as possible, because that's my slogan, born to entertain. I want to put a smile on everyone's face.
Well, because I think like
love it.
from me, like seeing your stuff from an outsider's perspective, like what I see is someone who's put like 110% into everything, and you seem just like a very genuine person. And like, when you have that many views on anything, like you're gonna get comments of people who maybe don't get it or like are probably a little mean.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Pardon?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like a lot of times, if there's people that are just angry out there, and I don't know, they're just miserable people, and they see someone having fun doing what they love, that just makes them mad, and they just comment nasty things because they're unhappy with themselves.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think because you're so like your videos are so clearly like not necessarily carefree, because you do put a lot of care into the stuff you do, but like fun's a great word. Like you are clearly having so much
it's lighthearted, family friendly, kind of just fun stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We need more of that in today's world. Everything, all like media and stuff is all so serious. We just need some fun stuff that people can just enjoy. I'm big on that.
Because I think one of the first things I saw was it was one of your songs, but you were dancing over it, and why? You have a name for this one style of dance.
Yes, it's called a standing seizure.
Yes, and I love it. It's
That's great.
so good.
Such a great name.
And
I want to talk about that briefly.
Yeah.
So the way that name came to be is, okay, so I would do a lot of live performances in high school.
Yeah.
So I was performing, and I did this crazy dance, and my one friend came up to me and said, "You look like you're like," what did he say? It's like, "You look like you're having a standing seizure or something," and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a great name for that dance.
Yeah.
Because literally in that dance, I'm moving every part of my body as fast as possible. So the standing seizure is kind of a fun name for it. That's humorous.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I was like, this is someone who's just like so free and having fun. And yeah, like I read some of the comments, and a lot of people, are like, give me more of this. And I like genuinely, I was like, yes, this is. Like I was just smiling watching it, and it was fun. And I think some people, like, correct me if I'm wrong, I've seen some comments like where people think you're like faking it, like putting on like an act, like you don't care or something.
Yeah.
And that felt
Yeah, I'm sure we've got comments like that.
yeah, and that felt very weird to me because when I watched your
Yeah.
stuff, I was like, no, this guy like is in it. Like this guy's doing.
Yeah, he's genuine. Yeah.
And then
Oh yeah, well, music. I mean, I don't do music as a profession. I do it as a hobby.
Right.
So the only reason I do music is because I enjoy it.
Yeah,
So I only
for
do
sure.
what I enjoy, basically.
yeah. And the one thing though, so the title for Darkness, because if you know
Yeah.
James Chapesky's stuff, you'll pick up on some themes, recurring themes in some of his music. Is that like a nod to that? Because you kind of have darkness in a lot of your songs, like the word itself, darkness, kind of comes up.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yep. That's exactly it. You got it.
Yeah, because I've seen like when you like have done new songs, sometimes the comments are like waiting for certain lyrics to pop up.
Yep.
Oh.
Light, night.
Yeah.
Yep. All of that.
And I love it because,
That's
and then it's like it feels like it's self-aware. You know what I mean? To be like, yeah,
Yeah.
I do talk about that, and that's why my movie's
Oh,
called
absolutely.
Darkness. And
It's kind of my theme, you know, my vibe, my signature style,
Yeah.
I guess you could say.
dope.
I love it.
So yeah, we're gonna watch Darkness. I'm gonna screen share it so that James can see it
Yeah.
as well. Obviously, we're doing this over
And
Zoom.
anyone
for those of you
listening,
at
we
home.
encourage you to pull it up right now.
Yeah, because
On YouTube.
this is going to be the perfect commentary track with the director.
Exactly. That's what you want right now. An opportunity to watch the movie alongside the maker.
This will be fun. I've never
director,
done this
the writer.
before, so this is cool.
And then we'll hit play, and then yeah, we can kind of just chat about it as it comes up. There's definitely some stuff
Yeah.
that I want to ask you about and how certain things
Yeah,
came
absolutely.
to be. But all right, are you? Is everyone ready?
I think we're all ready.
All right.
Everyone got
Let's get
everyone
this party
pulled up?
happening.
Okay, we're gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1. Hit and play.
We're off. We're off.
We're starting. I have the captions on too because James said earlier that these are the YouTube generated captions,
Yeah.
but he has someone who's writing out all the captions for Amazon Prime.
So this is my friend Jeff here. We went to school together in my film program. So he always likes to be involved with my
I love
films
Jeff
and stuff.
already. This is great.
Yeah,
So we were out.
I saw some stuff with Jeff on your TikTok, and I liked his
Yeah.
his vibe.
Yeah, he's been in a few of my projects. Yeah, we were out like freezing in the cold this day. Like every like 10 minutes, Jeff had to take a break to go inside to warm up because we filmed this whole thing in the winter, right?
Yeah,
So
for
wow.
sure.
he was out there with just like this blanket on, more or less.
And are you
yeah.
for those of you listening at home, are you still doing DVD copies of Darkness?
Yes, I am. Yep. If you're interested in a DVD, reach out to me. And yeah, they're $15 plus shipping.
Cool.
That's
Nice.
Canadian prices. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they look legit too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna order you one. I told James I haven't paid him yet, but I have to,
Sweet.
and I'm gonna order you one.
Thank you.
Whoa, it's James.
Yeah,
I know
so-
him.
This song is fun. I added some bird sound effects to make it sound like, you know, I'm waking up in the morning. I like to have like start a movie with like waking up, you know, like my my Madness film has a similar kind of intro.
Right.
It starts out really dramatic with that little intro, and then we get into the film, which is the main character kind of waking up, going through his morning routine. That me putting on the house coat took a million takes to get because I could never get the one arm.
Right.
Like I had to do that over and over again. There's a shot in the bloopers of that.
And obviously you wrote the music for the
Yes.
movie. Did you
Yes,
did you have to choreograph it all yourself as well?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's not too much, like, as far as the dancing goes, it's fairly simple. But yeah, I did all the instrumental and everything. The guitar lines on my dad.
Right.
And then for this scene, I basically just reached out to a whole bunch of people and was like, hey, I didn't want to be an extra in my film. I put an ad out on Instagram.
Yeah.
We got Curtis Connor in there as well.
Yeah, is that Dean too? You got Dean too?
Yep, Dean's in there, absolutely.
So did he
We
just
got
reached
Jeff
out to you
in
on
there.
Instagram?
Yeah, no, he reached out to me. He said he's a big fan. He wanted to collab on stuff, and I was like, hey, well, if you want to be in Darkness. And yeah, we're doing a song together coming up.
I
so that's
saw that.
exciting.
That's exciting. Is he coming to
Yeah.
you or are you going to Toronto for that?
No, he came down to IM and he rented out a studio
That's
that we
awesome.
recorded it at. Yeah.
I'm
And you gotta have
I'm
your
like so
opening
sucked
credits
into this
scene.
already. Like, you guys are talking and I'm like
yeah.
listening to it a little bit, but I'm also like fixated on this. I love it.
Yeah. And the cool thing about this music here, this is actually On My Way. So,
Okay.
if you listen, I am on my way, hey, hey. So it kind of sneak peeks the music to come, which
Yeah.
I love it when they do that in
Little-
movies, the
yeah, your
overtures
little,
and everything. So,
musical
Yeah.
themes kind of starting at the beginning
Yeah.
of the movie.
yeah. Well, that On My Way song kind of goes throughout the movie. I'll point it out when it
For sure.
plays more, but I love it when they do that in movies, and yeah. Gotta have your opening credits. I love opening credit sequence, though.
Oh,
So
yeah.
good.
I love the title
that's a
screen
great
too.
font.
It's a good one. Good font.
Yes, my friend Ethan designed that for me. He's
Yeah.
a graphic designer. Alright, then we have Billy being the Boy Scout. That was actually kind of a last minute idea for me to make Billy a Boy Scout, because
Yeah.
I originally didn't have that idea, but I was like, you know what? Wouldn't it be funny if he just goes around and is like trying to like sell all this really Canadian things? So I went to the dollar store, found all the Canadian things I could find, the sparkly Canada hat, the little flag,
Yeah.
and the maple,
Maple
syrup.
syrup.
I told all the cast, like, hey, just bring a whole bunch of maple syrup, guys. And then we have Frying Pan Guy here, which is my friend Ben. He's actually the camera operator on the film. He's
Right.
also done some of the music on it as well. He doesn't really do too much acting, but I was like, hey, you want to have a little bit part? Because basically, we were in the car one day, and I heard him do this really, like, intense voice, and I was like, you have to do that in Darkness. So I purposely wrote this character into the film just so that we could hear that voice. So
Yeah, I do. I've seen this clip a bunch, and I love it. It's. Have you ever seen the movie Cabin Fever by Eli Roth?
no, I haven't.
It's
No.
a pretty, like, it's a horror movie, but there's one
Okay.
scene in it of a kid who keeps yelling the word pancakes, and then he does like some karate moves, and it's not
Okay.
referenced at all in the rest of the movie. And so this scene to me feels like your pancake scene, where there's just this guy with a frying pan inexplicably.
Yeah.
You don't really talk about it, but he's just there. And then
Comedic
that's
effect,
it.
basically.
Yeah, and I love
Yeah.
it. It's just a moment in the movie. I like how you leave
Yeah.
everything too. Like everything is just left in the snow and you run off.
Yeah, it's a comedy. That's the great thing with comedies. You can get away
Yeah.
with whatever, you know? And yeah, it was fun having Nicole play that crazy grandma, because yeah, I heard her do this crazy voice. I was like, yes, we gotta put you in this.
Absolutely.
And yeah, and then of course I got my mom and my sister to be involved with it because they've been in my movies in the past. And
Right.
My mom just is very good at playing these very over the top kind of characters.
Oh yeah.
And it's fun. My sister I always cast as guys because she's really good at playing male characters. Like
I love
she's
it.
just awesome at playing a guy.
I like the mustache.
Yes. Yeah, they used I think it was like eyeliner or something
Yeah.
for that. Yeah, my mom did the makeup for that.
That's excellent.
But yeah, that worked well.
That was a good flip.
I know. Jeez.
Yeah, we just got a shot of her just doing that over and over again, and yeah.
It was so casual
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I wish I could flip pancakes that nice.
Well, for these scenes, we just did a whole bunch of different shots, and I basically, when I'm editing it, go through and be like, okay, what looks the best here, and I just cut and combine to see
Right.
what's the best for each take. Looking at things like, okay, what shot has the best like expressions and stuff?
Yeah.
What shots do they deliver the lines the best in? Because we try to do it a little bit differently for each take, just so we have some variety.
Right. Well, and I like that because it's a comedy and like you said, like anything goes. Like the premise of this movie is starting with the logic that Billy's a Boy Scout. He's gonna go on this intrepid journey for like to finish getting his patches, and that's it. That's all you need. Movie started.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, and now he's on his way. Yeah, so this song I wrote a while ago. Actually, I believe I
love that
wrote
it's a
this song
musical.
before I even had the idea for Darkness.
Right.
And when I wrote it, I was like, you know, this song like is an adventure song. It needs to be in a movie, like
Right.
the beginning of a movie when the lead character is going on a journey. So I wrote this scene into Darkness, knowing that okay, I had this song and I needed to incorporate this song into the movie somehow.
Right.
So it was like, you know what, Billy is gonna go on this journey. So this was actually the very first scene we filmed in the movie.
Okay.
Me and Ben ran around to all these different locations. It's like, okay, Ben. So basically, it's a montage of Billy going on this journey. So we need to go to a whole bunch of different locations.
The camera work
and
is
just have
good.
him-
It is fantastic.
Yeah. So Ben had some ideas of some different places to film.
Right.
So I just followed him around, and he was like, "Hey James, go through this tree." It's like, okay, go down this path. I'm like, okay. So we just went all over the place and got a whole bunch of different footage. It was fun.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, the camera work is super smooth, and honestly, like, I think filming in winter obviously has its own like complications because it's cold, but it looks gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks
like
fantastic.
there was that one shot of you in front of like the river with like the ice flow, and it
Yeah.
looks so good.
Yeah, Ben's very good at camera stuff. And also to get that smoothness, I actually purchased a gimbal just for this movie.
I was
So
gonna
basically
say
the
it's
whole
it's
film.
yeah.
Yeah, the whole film was filmed on a gimbal.
Yeah,
which
it
is
looks
really nice.
it looks very smooth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you wouldn't get it that smooth just doing handheld.
No.
You use the gimbal.
And obviously, you know, handheld has its charm, but for something like this, like it,
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right, then we have Luna being introduced to the film here. Yes, it's funny. Me and Nicole always joke because it's like, you know, it's like, hey, how come like every one of your films you tie up Nicole? Because the Adventure Awaits, she was tied up, and now she's tied up again in Darkness, and yeah.
Enter our villain.
is this a recurring villain? Have I seen this villain
Okay, so-
before?
This is Big Steve's brother.
Okay.
So there's a few ties to Adventure Awaits, which was my film I did last year.
Yeah.
So the villain in Adventure Awaits was Big Steve. He also had a black wig. He
Right.
had a different black wig though. But so I thought it would be funny if Vincent here was Big Steve's brother.
I like
So-
that you've kind of carried out like a bit of a recurring narrative in certain characters and stuff.
Yeah. Well, the idea for Vincent changed a lot. Like, the original idea for Darkness was that it was going to be a lot darker. Like, Vincent was going to be, like, a really evil, like, really nasty bad guy that was going to, like, torture Billy later on, and I was like, you know what, that's really dark.
Right.
And, you know, I was talking to Nicole when we were doing the table read when I first told her about the movie, and she was like, the original idea was for, like, Luna to be Vincent's slave,
Mm.
and she was like, yeah, James, that's pretty dark. If you're going for, like, a children movie, you know, that's kind of crossing a line, and I agree
Right.
with her, and I was like, yeah, you know what, it's more fun just doing comedies. Why am I trying to make Vincent so dark? So I kind of changed the idea with Vincent and made it more into kind of a fun, kind of like Disney villain, you know, crazy dancing kind of guy.
Yeah.
And so we toned down Vincent a bunch, and I'm really happy that I did that because he's very amusing, and he was definitely a very fun character to play. He's so full of himself, and he's so like, oh yeah, I'm so attractive, and he was probably one of my favorite characters to play in the film. Well, he definitely was my favorite character.
It yeah, it works. I like it.
Yeah.
It's cracking me up. It's very it's very like fun and yeah, I think with the vibe of like at least the first couple scenes, like if you went a little darker, yeah, it would probably feel out of place. But he feels very in the role.
Yeah. Because, yeah, he was just fun to play. And, oh yeah, fun thing about Bert there. So, Bert has appeared in other films I've made. In my Uncle Fred film that came out in 2020, Bert appeared as the sidekick as a police detective. So, Bert is a really fun character that I like to introduce in a few of my films. And I feel like if I do any more films in the future, we have to get Bert. Because Rebecca does an amazing job of playing that kind of bumbling, just comedic
the
sidekick.
incompetent sidekick.
And yeah, I love that character that she came up with. It's great.
That's fantastic.
How long did filming take you? Like how many like to fully just do like filming?
Yeah, so we would film. So Nicole and Ben were only free, and Rebecca, we were basically all only free on weekends.
Okay.
So we would film like every Saturday or Sunday. So it took about 2 months to film this thing.
Right.
So it was about 8 film shoots, probably actually more like 10 film shoots. So yeah, like during the week, I would write the script and everything, work on music, editing the stuff we filmed the previous week, send it to everyone, rehearse it, and then that weekend we'd film it, and then that following week I would edit the scene, and then I'd kind of repeat that process every week, basically.
Right.
This song here is my most favorite song in the film. When I wrote this, I was like, yes, because I wrote this song not intended to be in the film
Right.
at all. Like I wrote it earlier, and I was like, you know what, this would be such a great song for Vincent to sing. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna put it in Darkness. So, and I'm really glad I did that, because it's really good, and it's one of my favorites. And you get to see Vincent doing some crazy dancing there, and of course he does the standing seizure, because we got to put the standing seizure in, right? I mean, that's kind of a mandatory thing.
I'm ready for it. How was it to because you're singing in a lower register? How was that? There it is.
Oh, that's the
the standing seizure. There it is.
It's so free.
Yes.
Where are you when you recorded this? Like, are you pretty deep in the forest
this
here?
is some park in Cambridge. We just found this little like fort someone set up or whatever. It was like, this looks like kind of some rundown kind of villain like layer, basically. Right. So yeah, a lot of this was just filmed in forests around Cambridge, because Cambridge has got some really nice forests and parks that makes you look like you're kind of just in the middle of nowhere, which is what I was going for here. I didn't want it to look like we were right in the city.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I made sure to choose places that, you couldn't see houses and stuff in the background. And this scene here, I want to give a very kind of darker, more mysterious kind of vibe. Me and the crew would always joke around that, because I'd go on about, okay, the vibe I'm going for is mysterious. And I was like, what's the vibe? It's like, it's mysterious, because I kept going on about, I need to have a mysterious look. So I did the color grading on this to give it a kind of a blue and a darker kind of feel. Because if you look at any of the original footage, like all of these shots, they're more of like a brown kind of tint.
Right.
They're very bright. And I'm like, no, we have to give it that kind of more mysterious kind of vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
So by composing that mysterious music, adding those like sound effects of like the animals in the background, some wind howling noise, and turning down the brightness, like boosting the blue a little bit in the scene, you get that kind of darker, more mysterious kind of vibe, which is what I'm going for there.
So how do you, like, you talked about it a little bit earlier, but because you said you're trying to get this on Amazon Prime, like Prime Video, or like just to sell? So on Prime, that's crazy. How does that even work?
Oh, it's really easy. I was talking to Nicole, and she was like, hey, you should put the movie on Amazon Prime. I was like, how do you do that? Is that hard? And she's like, no, anyone can do that. So you literally just like Google like how to upload a video to Amazon Prime. You make an account, and then you just upload the video, put in the information, and then it uploads. So.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So once you have that
that
closed caption track written out, this will be available on Amazon Prime, and anyone can go watch it, kind of thing.
Yes.
And it's already, it's already available
locally
on YouTube, but something about it being on like a Amazon Prime just feels cool.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. No, it'll be exciting. I'll definitely put an ad out on TikTok once it's out on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I'll reach out to the person who's doing the captions and see how that's coming along.
And are you, for the DVD copies, do you sign those as well?
Yes.
That's
I sign all the
That
DVDs.
is fantastic.
Okay, this scene I really like. So this song was because this song is kind of like the theme of the movie. I wrote this song and I was like, yeah, this summarizes the film for you. It's got that kind of mysterious vibe. It's talking about this girl that was found in the forest, and I thought it'd be really cool to have this as kind of like background music during this montage.
Right.
So basically what's going on here, Billy is taking Luna back to his village. So they're going on this journey. It's kind of mysterious. She's hesitant about him. He's hesitant about her. And it's this really beautiful kind of character dynamic going on. And I had someone I know in Utah actually sing this song. Her name is Lindsay, and she actually sang on my Just a Man song. So I reached out to her because she's got that kind of I'm gonna say mysterious, mystical kind of voice, and I was like, "Hey, your voice would be perfect for this song. Would you be willing to sing on this?" And she was like, "Sure." So I think that turned out really well. And there's a full version of the song on YouTube as well as on Spotify and Apple Music, because I did have to cut part of the song out just to make it work
Right.
with the movie. But there's a whole nother verse which sounds pretty cool, so definitely check that out.
That's
yeah,
dope.
I'm really happy with how that scene turned out, because I love doing montages with having some music in the background. It's nice. And then yeah, this is funny here.
And then, are you like? Do you have Because obviously the songs exist on like Apple Music and Spotify and stuff if they were like pre-written.
Yeah.
Are you having like a Darkness soundtrack also on Apple Music and Spotify and stuff?
Yeah, the whole soundtrack is on there. Yeah, it's well, I don't have the score. If you want the score, I actually am selling CD copies.
Oh, cool.
Of that
very nice.
as well. Yeah.
Right on. Also,
Okay,
I love
fun-
Book Guide to Villainy is hilarious.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So my sister actually designed that cover there, and she just put it in the insert of one of her books.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looked great.
That's so good.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff, like, a lot of it was improvised. Like, basically, when we're filming, I would have a basic script, like, okay, this is what needs to happen in this scene. But a lot of the scenes with Rebecca here, like, is improvised. Like, I tell her, because she's really good at coming up with fun stuff on the spot. It's like when Vincent here says, oh, that book has no taste, and she's like, I think it just tastes like paper.
Yeah, that
stuff
was
like
good.
that was just little things that she just kind of came up with on the spot. So she's really good with
Right.
improvising and all of that.
I caught the reference there as well to kind of like be like, oh, Steve, and the reference to your other work there.
Yeah, Big Steve there, is talking about Adventure Awaits and Ava blowing up his shack in that movie. It's fun to have little kind of tie-overs between the different films, and I always like to put like Easter eggs and
Right.
stuff in my project, like kind of like Disney and Pixar, how they do that stuff, because I find
Right.
it fun, just little things here and there.
So now I don't want to spoil the movie, but I'm curious. So now
Yeah.
that Billy has found Luna,
Yeah.
did Billy just forget about the chemical, or did he?
Yeah, he completely forgot about the calendar.
That's awesome.
He's distracted now with Luna because he found this random girl
Right.
in the Force Lake trying to help out, so he completely forgot about
That's
the
so
chemical
funny.
now. Which is why the dad asks him later, it's like, you don't look like my Hyper 640. But, yeah. Okay, so fun thing about doing the soundtrack for this one. So I composed the piano line for this scene. So basically, when I was composing this, I basically just clicked play on this scene of the film and just played along with the piano in sync with the movie. So, when she flicks the light switch on, I would time that all. So I was just playing along during the scene, so that way I could see if the music I'm composing fits with the scene and
For
really
sure.
line it up perfectly. So that's why I do simple kind of soundtracks like this.
Also,
Basically,
well, the little nod to like not knowing how to take off the boots, but
Yeah.
then to jump out of like that's actually very impressive. And then obviously
that
it
was
ties into the
Nicole's
character.
idea. Yeah. The cool thing with when you're working with all these different people is that everyone has their own like unique ideas,
Right.
And they're all like, "Hey James, what if I try this?" It's like, "Sure, let's go for it." Like because multiple heads are better than one, right? So we
Yeah.
all have different creative ideas, and we all try out different things. Like I'm always down for trying out whatever. Like I don't know if I'll necessarily use it, but we may as well try it out.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
we might get something really good that I want to use. So everyone on set is all really creative and all have really great ideas. And it was cool here with the TV. So Nicole actually, she did the visual effects in this film. So when we were filming the TV was blank. We
Right.
just filmed the blank TV off, and then Nicole actually lined up the
Nice.
Falling for You with the TV.
Yeah,
so
that's
she did
fun.
a pretty good job.
Again, another
Getting
little
that.
reference to a previous music and
Yeah, Falling for You.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because Nicole's in Falling for You, so she's looking at herself, And yeah, when Luna puts her hand on the TV to get that the video layer in between her hand and the TV, I didn't know how to do that, but
Right.
Nicole knew how to do that because she does visual effects. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
What an asset.
I like too that the
Oh yeah, and Fair in the Night is playing here when Billy turns on the TV.
oh, that's great. I like the effect of getting the to line up the video onto the TV. Like you can because of the curve of the TV, like it kind of warps it a little bit, but it looks
And she
good.
Yeah, she even put the there's kind of like the shadow or the glare or whatever. She got that in there as well. The reflection. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then this scene coming up is honestly hilarious. I basically just told my mom, it's like, okay, I need you to be a crazy kind of mother in the kitchen, be really over the top. When you see Luna, you're just like, oh, hello. And she just did that amazing. Like little things like having the kettle whistling in the background. And I told her basically just to improvise. So she improvised like this entire scene, and she did such a great job with this. Nicole's probably like so afraid because this is the first time Nicole's acted with my mom before.
Right.
So she was probably like, oh, this is interesting. Yeah, a lot of times
Your family's just full of
stuff
actors,
stuff like this I don't even script because the actors are so good at improvising that they can come up with better stuff that I would not even think of. So it's like, as long as I have a basic idea of what I need to happen in this scene, it's like, okay, this is what I need to happen, just go for it and do whatever you think works, and then I'll give like little pointers and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, like talking about the mouse and stuff she just randomly came up with on the spot. I was like, yes, that's so
What's
good.
that? Is that On the Origin of Species?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yes, my sister picked that book. And the onion is a thing that kind of continues throughout a few of the scenes with Nicole here. The onion wasn't actually my idea. I think that was Josh's idea. He's the boom operator on the film. And we were filming the montage with Billy and Luna. And he was like, wouldn't it be funny if you just like eat an onion? And Nicole's like, sure. So we kind of carried that out throughout this scene as well. And this is where she got the onion from. And then she kind of just carries the onion with her throughout the montage, which is kind of funny. It's just a little thing,
Yeah, it's like the little details that are just there.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then,
that's what-
and
that's
then you
what
have a
makes a good
story for all of
comedy.
them.
It's just like little things here and there. And the cool thing I wanted to achieve with this scene, basically, is showing that, yeah, like, Luna's lived in the forest her whole life, so she doesn't know about utensils, she doesn't really know about any of this stuff, right? Because she's been living in the forest. So I kept telling Nicole, it's like, okay, so imagine you've never seen a utensil before. Like, you don't know how to eat, you don't know how to do any of this stuff, so what would you do? So basically, I was just trying to get her to be as humorous as possible, and yeah, she did a really good job. It was her idea to use the onion to eat the stew, and so yeah, the stuff we do for film.
She didn't
And then
even
this
react.
song, I think,
Just taking a huge chunk out of an onion.
Yeah, I know.
Our son's gone mad here. Rebecca actually wrote this one. I didn't really have much to do with this one. Basically, I told her, okay, we need a song that the parents are singing about them arguing that they think their son's gone mad because they brought this random girl from the forest into the house, and they're like, okay, we think he's crazy. So I got Rebecca to write. She's really good at coming up with lyrics. She also wrote the melody, and Ben, the camera operator, did the instrumental on this. So and they did a really good job with it.
Does your mom have like any sort of background in theater or
Yeah,
singing or stuff?
she plays clarinet.
Okay.
And she actually wants to learn the saxophone when she retires. So you
Oh.
might get some saxophone in some of my future songs. So
That's very
yeah, my
nice.
whole family is musical. My sister, she plays flute, she sings. My dad, he plays guitar and bass. So yeah, we're all very
Oh,
musical.
nice.
I love it. I love it.
This is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun one. And then we have the montage here between Billy and Luna. This was fun. This took us a whole day to film. Basically, the point of this scene is to show time passing and showing Billy and Luna's relationship growing. Because it started out with, Luna being so hesitant about Billy, but now, like, she's learning to trust him. So we want to show Billy kind of teaching her, okay, the ways of here's how we do things in our culture, here's how we have fun, going out to the park, swinging on the swing set, and just having fun. So really showing their friendship growing here. So basically, we all have we all had different ideas of different things we could be doing. We had Frying Pan Guy come out here. It's like, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we had a snowball fight with Frying Pan Guy, So yeah, we were basically all just sharing ideas, and it was a really great day because everyone had so many very fun, creative ideas. That I was like, hey, sure, let's give it a try. We got a whole bunch of footage that I didn't even need. I mean, I wanted to use it all, but this montage was long, and I was like, okay, we don't need a 10-minute montage. So in the bloopers I also posted on YouTube, there's a whole bunch of deleted scenes from this that we didn't use. But I tried to get the best of this stuff that I used for the movie.
I like hearing just the occasional little yell or like squeal, like as you were flung off the seesaw, just kind of below the music.
Yeah, the original version of montage, when I showed it to the cast and crew, it was just music. There was no like sound effects or any dialogue or anything in it. And they told me like, hey James, I think you need to include more sound effects and more like little things here and there. So basically, I went into my studio, just click record, and recorded some overlaps of me going, oh, just little things like that, just to give the scene some more life, and added some sound effects as well. Like here, when Nicole pulls out the knife, I added the sound effect of the knife getting pulled out, and just different things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to give the scene a little bit more depth, so it's not just music. And yeah, like the idea of the orange and stuff. The orange got right in my eyes during one of those takes, and it stung so badly. I had to wash my eyes out, all the acid there. And then yeah, both me and Nicole did the visual effects for that, for the pan there. I did the little explosion thing, and she did the flames. And then yeah, adding the crunch of the onion there. So yeah, we had a bunch of fun with that montage, that trying amazing. A bunch of different things.
This is like the kind of thing that, like, I mean, obviously, like you said, like it took 2 months of your, like, a lot of time, hard. I mean, it took more, like, for editing and stuff too, right? Like,
oh yeah, and absolutely, weeks for editing.
And then it's done. It's out there. You're selling DVDs. You're getting it on Amazon Prime. It's like the kind of thing that, like, if you were able to like rent out like a small movie theater and just play this with like a bunch of people, like I think you could fill a theater of people watching this.
Well, actually, a fun thing. So my friend Josh, he actually works at a local theater at the Princess Cinema in Waterloo, and he's actually hosting a film festival, and part of Darkness is actually going to be shown.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's excellent.
So yeah.
Also, to have this character show up and introduce them saying, "Hello, I am Alias," is hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically here, Bird here is disguising as a furnace inspector to try to kidnap Billy, basically. He wants to figure out where Luna is. Yeah, this scene was fun. The idea to shove me in the trunk, that, we got a whole bunch of different shots of that. That was definitely amusing. I wonder what people thought that were walking by on the street, because we were just filming this on the street, like, oh, that guy's just being shoved in the trunk, It's like...
The visual comedy is like, some of it is incredible.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm having a great time watching this, but some of that is just like genuinely like really fun. Of like the way your body slides into the trunk.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot of little things like that that really make a good comedy. Okay, fun thing with this flyer here, the Newfangled Furnace Company, and then the Evil Company, professionals at tying people up. I put that in there because, Billy's tied up in the next scene, Luna was tied up earlier, in Adventure Awaits, Nicole was tied up.
That's
like
so
a big
good.
theme in a lot of my films, so I thought it'd be funny if I say professionals at tying people up.
I also just love the idea of like, this evil company, this evil group of people who are like, well, we have to print out a fake flyer, but we might as well put our real stuff on the back. We're not going to print 2 flyers. Just put it on the back.
Yeah.
So that the flip and the reveal is so good.
Yeah, it was fun. Okay, so this scene here, this was fun. So again, Nicole did the visual effects. He was able to combine both Vincent and Billy there in the same shot, because obviously, it's me playing the 2 characters.
Right.
So that was fun to film. I mean, this whole scene here we filmed in one day, and this was a long day. It was very cold, like it was freezing. And if you see, though, Billy is wearing a t-shirt, and I had to do a bunch of costume changes, take my shirt off in the middle of this forest, like freezing with all the snow around. Like, yeah, we were all freezing that day. It was quite a thing.
Vincent's outfit doesn't really have a whole lot either to protect from the cold.
Yeah, the whole chest hair is exposed and all that, absolutely. So yeah, that was... Yeah, for where we filmed this, Nicole picked out this location. She knew of this kind of abandoned little, I don't know, stone thing in the forest. And I was like, okay, sure, let's go there. Yeah, we found like all like this random stuff just lying around. There was a stroller in there. There was all these random cables and stuff. It's like,
wow.
Okay, everyone, all the crew was all like, oh, is it safe to be filming here? It's like, I don't know, but I mean, it looks great, because it looks like a kind of place that an evil villain would take someone hostage, right? And tie someone up. So, I mean...
It does. It looks great.
It does.
Yeah. And yeah, inserting the sound effect there of the high-pitched scream. I just thought would be funny there. Yeah, do the good cop, bad cop routine with Vincent and Bert. I thought was a fun little idea. And yeah, with the color grading here, I took out a lot of the saturation because I wanted to give that kind of like more creepy kind of vibe. I didn't want it to have like a vibrant kind of look. I wanted to have that kind of like lacking color, kind of that kind of vibe with it. And then the music here is incredible. Ben composed the score for this whole scene, and yeah, he did a great job. So this shot here of getting when Luna gets stabbed and all that, that little like 1 second of footage took us about an hour to film.
Right.
We kept doing it over and over again because the original plan was to have Billy, Luna, and Vincent all in the same shot, and then Nicole was gonna do some crazy visual effects to get it all lined up. But the thing is, I had to like stand in the exact spot in order for it to all work, and we kept doing it over and over again, and Nicole's like, no, James, you're not staying in the right spot, you gotta stand another 5 centimeters that way. And I was like, you know what, guys, we've been at this for an hour, this isn't gonna work, let's just cut away to a shot of Vincent, and then a shot of Billy and Luna. So we did that, and then it worked.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, that was probably the most annoying thing to film, because we were there freezing to death all day, we were all on a time crunch, we were all like, let's just get this thing done. So that was a long day of filming, but it worked. We got to work.
We're tying back into the original.
You have me so connected to this. When she got stabbed there, I like felt a real sad feeling. I was like, oh, no.
And then we have the wizard from the beginning, the tie-in again with that voiceover from the opening, basically saying that, like once every century, someone who demonstrates these qualities can be turned into a fairy. And Luna has demonstrated those qualities. She's shown that she really cares for Billy now because she was willing to sacrifice herself to save his life. So since she's proven herself, the wizard then turns her into this fairy and gives her life, and also gives her a voice because she then sings.
Right, because she hasn't said anything.
Yeah, and the fairy wings there.
They look.
I was just about to say that was phenomenal visual effects.
Yeah, she did a great job with those ones. So yeah, with this ending song here, it's Welcome to the Story reprise. I love it how they do that in movies, where, you know, the opening song, they kind of have it again at the end, but they kind of change it up a little bit. So I did a new version of this Welcome to the Story. We went back out to this field. Well, we filmed both the field songs in one day, basically, because I didn't want to
Right.
get the extras for another day.
Do the extras come back
basically
for this
the-
song? Well, I guess I'll see. Never mind.
There they
They're
are.
right
Extras are back.
here.
And there they are. Yeah, so basically the idea there is during those little like sparkly things before the song, Luna was using her fairy magic to teleport us back to Billy's village, and then we're back here at this village for this big ending grand finale musical number. Because I figured, it's me and Nicole do so many songs together, it would be silly to do a musical with her as the lead and not even give her a song.
Right.
So it's like, you know what, we have to give Nicole a song. So that's why I had the idea with the wizard giving her like as he turns her into a fairy, that also restores her voice. So now she's able to sing this ending song.
I
And
love
yeah,
I love
cut-
that like I love the cameos too in here. Like
Yeah.
obviously like it's one of those things where if you know who Curtis Connor is, great, he's here and it never gets referenced, but he's just here and it's
Yeah.
fun. And it
Yeah.
genuinely looks like everyone had just a blast filming it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about, just having a fun time, right? Like, for this whole Darkness shoot, I mean, the point of doing this movie, like, I didn't do this movie to make a fortune. I did this movie as a passion project. So I wanted to make sure that, we're all doing this because we're enjoying doing it. And I think everyone had a lot of fun on the set with everything, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really like this ending conclusion here. This just turned out amazing. Ben, again, did the music for this. I was really impressed with the music he did here. And then I wrote this voiceover to kind of tie up everything, basically. And Ben we actually filmed this movie on 2 different cameras.
Right.
This is a camera Ben has access to, and yeah, it was really good quality. So a fun fact with this scene, we actually filmed this at the same forest that we filmed the music video for Fairy in the Night.
I was going to say it looks
Oh.
like Fairy in the Night.
Yeah, that's what we were going for, because, well, the whole thing with Darkness is supposed to be kind of the prequel of how the Fairy in the Night came to be.
Right.
So I thought it'd be really cool if, when we filmed this ending scene, we kind of filmed it back at where we filmed Fairy in the Night. And I think when we filmed the scene, it was actually the 1-year anniversary of when Fairy in the Night came out on YouTube. That was pretty cool. It was like a 1-year reunion of doing all of that. And then it was really cool for this remix of Fairy in the Night.
Yeah.
Because I didn't put Fairy in the Night in the movie at all because I wanted all brand new original songs. But since it is the story of how the Fairy in the Night came to be, it would be cool to have like either a new arrangement of Fairy in the Night or that song play in the credits or something.
Yeah,
But it was
for
funny
sure.
because as I was doing this movie, this group called Absent State reached out to me. It was like, hey, can we make a remix of Fairy in the Night? And I was like, sure. So I sent them the tracks and they composed this remix. And I was like, oh my gosh, this would be so perfect for the ending credits.
it's
Dark-
phenomenal.
It's great.
I love it.
Yeah. So it was a perfect timing thing. They sent it to me like right when I was looking on the movie. I was like, guys, can I use this in the film? They're like, absolutely. And because in movies they tend to have like a more pop kind of version of like a song at the ending credits.
Yeah.
So that's what I did with this, and it just worked out great. So yeah, I was really happy with this.
That I gotta say that was fantastic.
It was good.
I loved that.
That-
I loved that.
I will say I'm gonna lower it a little bit just for the end of if
Yeah, of
you're
course.
at home, finish the movie.
Yeah. Well, the credits go on for a while because a bunch of special things.
The special effects on the credits look awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like royalty-free backing stuff I found that I just put in the back.
Yeah, I love it. James, let me tell you something. I hope you continue to create music and stuff like this forever.
Absolutely.
Because it was
absolutely.
a blast. And if you're ever filming another movie, Ben and I would love to be in it as extras.
Oh,
Oh,
I would do that in a
definitely keep you up on
heartbeat.
that.
That would be so good. Oh yeah, right
Are
there.
you guys-
Soundtrack available. J Music Records.
Yep. Are you guys in the Waterloo region area?
We are not.
Or-
We're in
I'll
like
drive there.
we're in like North GTA, but we'll
Okay.
come to Waterloo for
Okay.
that because it honestly just watching this it was so much
It
fun.
looked like you guys had a great time.
Yeah.
We did,
Absolutely.
yeah. I mean, it was a lot of work.
Yeah,
Like,
for
when
sure.
we were getting near the end of it, like I did a few weeks of just editing, and I was just getting so tired of the film because we've been working on it for months. I had other songs I was working on that I wanted to just get done with Darkness so I could work on these other projects. So I was like, yeah, I mean, it's cool because it's a big giant like production that you get to see, like have a
Right.
whole premiere from on YouTube and all the hype around it. So it was really rewarding when we had the premiere. We had 400 people watching, and it just did so well. So all that hard work paid off. But at the same time, it's like it was a lot of work. I almost
For
prefer
sure.
doing just individual songs and music videos because I can pump out a song and music video in a month. I don't
Right.
get too tired of it. But a movie, when you've been working on it for like 6 months, right?
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
October is when I started working on the script. It's kind of just, I'm just glad it's done now. And so, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely do more movies in the future. But it might be a while until I have another film out just because I want to focus right now on individual songs and music videos. I have a lot of videos and songs in production right now. My goal is to release a new song and music video every month. That's my goal. So we'll see if I'll be able to do that.
Excellent.
Why is this not? I'm trying to pause
What
it.
have you done?
It's just. Oh, it immediately was going into the bloopers. That makes sense. All right. Yeah, that was awesome. Do you have anything you want to plug? And because I know you just said like, yeah, you want to do more music
Yeah.
and you're trying to do something.
Well, if you like, I can talk about some of the upcoming
Do
projects
it.
I'm working on.
Please.
Yeah, so
love
the
that.
next big one is Murky Waters.
Yep.
And this song is gonna blow you guys away. This is unlike anything I've done before. This, like, I was listening to it again. It's just like a rough recording I have of it, and it's like, wow, this is really good. Like, it's kind of different from my usual style, and I'm working with this other singer. Her name's Carolina, and she's someone that my friend Josh introduced me to, and she's an incredible singer. She's got an amazing voice, and so we were recording this song, and I was just blown away with her performance. And like, there's some really cool like harmonies we do in the song, and the song itself, it's catchy, it's very like powerful, like it sucks you right into
Yep.
it. We filmed a music video for it the other day. It's really cool because we got like a little band performance. So you know in music videos when you see like the band performing
Yeah.
with like lights and all of that. So we kind of did something like that. I brought it all because I also do like light shows. So I have a collection of like moving lights and all
Cool.
that. So I brought them outside my fog machine, and we got some really cool shots of us performing the song. I breathed in so much fog that day because they were pointing the fog machine right at me. And yeah, but I mean, the shots look amazing. We also got some shots of me singing by the river because it's called Murky Waters.
Yep.
So we wanted me by some murky waters, you
For
know.
sure.
So the video is, I haven't edited the video yet. That's on my list of things to do. But the video is gonna look great. The song is incredible. My dad's gonna write a guitar line for it,
Oh,
and
excellent.
it's gonna be really cool. So that's coming out June 5th. That'll
Perfect.
be on my
Put it on your
YouTube.
calendars.
So that's my June release. Like I said, I want to try to release something every month.
Right.
Also working on the song with Curtis.
Yep.
So that's going to be a really fun one. We recorded that the other day. I don't want to say too much
No,
about that
all
because I
good.
want to keep that one as a surprise. But hopefully that'll be coming out this summer.
Yep.
So we have that. Then
It-
this fall, I have a really cool idea. I haven't really posted anything about this yet, but we're going to do a Halloween song.
Oh,
basically.
Nice.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
so
that's so
excited
good.
about that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So it's going to be this retro kind of Alfred Hitchcock kind of style,
Yeah.
like Psycho, Halloween kind of
Oh, I
mini
can't wait.
movie / music video, which is just going to be really dramatic and really cool.
That
so
sounds
I'm
good.
excited for that.
That sounds
Um,
good. Can I
Mark
ask
it on your
you?
calendars.
I don't
everybody.
want you to spoil anything, but does the song in the summer with Curtis, does it have a
Mhm.
name yet, or is it still fully under wraps, secret?
Yeah, it's called Feeling of Victory.
Feeling of victory.
Nice.
Feeling of
I
Victory.
like that.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, that's exciting. So June 5th, Murky Waters is
Yeah,
announced.
That's the next big thing.
Sometime in the
Absolutely.
summer, we've got a song, Feeling of Victory, coming with Curtis Connor, and then a Halloween
Yep.
song.
Oh,
A Halloween James Chapeskie song is,
Yeah.
that's
perfect.
a treat.
that's going to be really
Yeah.
good.
And also, I'm doing another Christmas song this year. Because I
Nice.
figured, last year the Christmas song did so well. I'm planning on every year to do a brand new original Christmas song. Because you know what? We need more original Christmas
We
songs.
really
Like,
do.
every year,
Ben
we
and I,
do the
Ben and I
same-
have been
you hear
saying,
the same songs over and over again. You get sick and tired of them.
yeah,
If I had
absolutely,
$1 for every time I heard Silent Night, it's like, oh my god.
For sure.
We need more Christmas songs. So every year I want to do a brand new Christmas song, and I'm
Love
thinking of doing a big collaboration on this one. Have Nicole, Carolina, and me singing it. So it'll be my first trio.
yeah.
Oh,
That'd be
that's
sick.
excellent.
Ben and I have been
Yeah, I'm
saying for
excited for
years
that.
we want to do a Barely Cool Christmas album, and I might just
Okay.
have to hit you up, James, to get you as a feature on this Barely Cool Christmas album.
Absolutely. I would love to do that. I'm always down for being involved with that kind of stuff.
Excellent.
Well, thank you so much, James. We'll
Well,
end the
thank you.
podcast in just a second, but yeah, everyone go check out James Chapesky. He's on everything. He's on TikTok. He's on
everywhere.
YouTube.
He's everywhere.
YouTube is the main thing. I'm really trying to grow my YouTube.
Cool.
Because, you know, there's the whole talk of TikTok being banned and stuff.
Right.
And if that ever happens, I really want there to be a fallback. And YouTube's where all the high quality stuff is.
For sure.
TikTok, the audio quality goes down when
Yeah.
I post videos. So YouTube's got all like the finished products and everything, the projects and
Sweet.
stuff. So it's just James Chapesky. Look me up on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram. I'm everywhere. So
Look out for
definitely check
Darkness
it out.
on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
soon.
coming to Amazon Prime. You can reach out to
Coming
James. What's your email like for buying stuff?
Yeah, so basically you can message me on any platform. I mean, you can even send me a message on TikTok, send me an Instagram, DM is fine. But my
I can throw some
professional
links in
email
there
is
too.
jmusicrecords2@gmail.com. Don't forget that it's the number 2 at
Perfect.
gmail.com. Yes.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll throw that stuff.
Well,
in the
yeah,
bio.
we'll put it in our bio for this episode when it comes out.
Perfect.
So if you're looking for it, head on
Yeah,
down to
go.
the bio.
It's honestly because what are you selling the DVDs for, price wise?
They're $15 Canadian plus shipping.
Which is very
That
reasonably
is-
priced.
That is
so.
extremely
yeah,
reasonable.
considering I make them all myself, I have to burn them, I have to
Yeah.
personally address them and stuff. It takes a while.
Yeah.
So
Go
yeah.
buy
I
buy
try not
some
to-
CD.
stuff.
They're signed
Yeah,
personally by James.
Yeah.
and then
that's
buy a
basically
that
how I'm
money
able
goes
to
big.
pay the cast and crew of the film as well.
Right.
So
No,
I'd
for
like
sure. Yeah, you
support
want to make
that.
sure they get their money,
Oh, of
and
course.
then
Yeah,
yeah. Do you got any merch? You got any like clothes or merch yet?
I do. Yes, I. If you go to the link in my bio on TikTok, Instagram, I have a link tree, and there was actually a link to my spread shop.
Perfect.
So I have a
excellent.
whole bunch of different shirts and stuff you can buy there.
All
If
right.
you're interested in posters, I have Darkness posters, Fair in the Night posters, bunch of different posters. I do those myself, so reach out to me if you're interested in a poster.
Cool.
And yeah,
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
We'll put James's link tree in the description of this video and on this podcast. So go buy some stuff. I agree with what you said earlier, James. Some of the media out there and like just content can be super heavy,
Yeah.
and it's just refreshing to see someone who's putting so much of their effort into just entertaining people.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's great. It's so good.
James Chapesky,
it's what I
born
do
to
for fun. I
entertain.
mean, I love doing this stuff. My favorite thing about doing a song is the creative freedom. Like
Right.
For
when
sure.
I'm writing a song, I can basically do whatever I want.
True.
And it's so cool to see that process. You know, when I'm playing on the piano and that moment when I come up with a melody, it's like right away, it's like, I know this is going to be a hit. And then that's the starting point. And then you see it build as you put together the instrumental, you add instruments, and you record the vocals, you add the video. And it's just so cool to see a song build. You start with just a simple melody, and then you build it into this full-blown recording and video, which is just a really magical thing to see it all come together. And it's so
sure.
much fun working with so many different people and just to share my content with the world, because that's what I'm all about. At the end of the day, it's not about making money. It's about doing what I love and putting a smile on everyone's face, you know, trying to entertain people, brighten everyone's day, and make content that everyone can enjoy. That's what I'm here to do.
That's fantastic.
Absolutely. That's what we're here. That's what we're all about here on the Barely Cool podcast, because God knows we don't make money and all we do is try and entertain people. So thank you for coming
James
on,
Chapesky,
James.
everybody.
Go follow
Thank
him.
you.
Go
check him out.
Check him out. And we'll catch you back next week.
Thanks for listening to the Barely Cool podcast.
See you later.
See you later.
I've been barely cool for a while, cool with a wink or a smile, but I'm cooler than you are with or without buzz. I've started and this is really hard for me. Well, I'll stop myself if nobody else does.
Bye, everybody. That was fantastic.
I know.
Perfect.
That was great.
Awesome. James, you crushed
That was
it.
awesome, guys.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you. That was fun.